value of time. The office buzzed with the usual hum of keyboards clacking and phones ringing. Amidst the chaos sat John, a young professional with tousled hair and a perpetually distracted look. His desk was cluttered with half-finished reports and sticky notes, each reminding him of tasks he had promised to complete days ago. John glanced at the clock on his desk, its ticking a constant reminder of the looming deadline. He sighed and opened his email, hoping to find some distraction. As he scrolled, a message from his boss, Mr. Peterson, appeared. The subject line read, "Urgent, project deadline." John's heart sank. He had completely forgotten about the project, a crucial one that could make or break his career. He clicked on the email and read the terse message. "John, the project report is due today by 5 p.m. This is critical for our client meeting tomorrow. Please ensure it's completed and sent over." John glanced at his computer screen, the blank document mocking him. He had procrastinated again, spending his time on trivial tasks and social media instead of focusing on what mattered. Panic set in as he realized the gravity of his mistake. He started typing furiously, trying to piece together the report, but the hours flew by. At 4:45 p.m., Mr. Peterson appeared at his desk, his expression a mix of disappointment and frustration. "John, do you have the report?" he asked, though his tone suggested he already knew the answer. John stammered, I'm almost done, sir. Just need a few more minutes." Mr. Peterson shook his head. "John, you had potential, but you're always late. This project was your chance. I don't think I can rely on you anymore." John watched as his boss walked away, the weight of his words heavy on his shoulders. He knew he had blown a significant opportunity. That evening, John returned home, his mind swirling with regret and self-recrimination. He sat at the kitchen table, staring blankly at the wall. His grandfather, a wise old man with a gentle demeanor, noticed his distress and joined him. "What's bothering you, John?" his grandfather asked, his voice calm and soothing. John sighed. "I missed an important deadline at work. I keep procrastinating, and it's ruining my career." His grandfather nodded, a knowing look in his eyes. "I understand how you feel. Let me tell you a story about my own experiences with time." John listened intently as his grandfather began his tale. "When I was your age," his grandfather started, "I was quite the procrastinator myself. I had dreams of starting my own business, but I always found excuses to delay my plans. There was always something else to do, something less important but more immediate." He paused, his eyes reflecting on the past. "One day, I met an old friend, Sarah. She was successful, running a thriving business. We talked, and I confided in her about my struggles with time management. Sarah had looked at him with a mix of pity and determination. "Time waits for no one, my friend. I learned it the hard way," she had said. She shared her own story, his grandfather continued. Sarah had lost her mother at a young age. Her mother always told her, "Make the most of every moment, because time is the one thing you can never get back." Sarah took those words to heart and built her life around them. "Her words struck a chord with me," his grandfather said. "I realized I had been wasting precious time. I decided then and there to change my ways. I started setting small goals and sticking to them, gradually building up my discipline." John's grandfather looked him in the eye. "It wasn't easy, but it was worth it. I eventually started my business, and it became quite successful. But more importantly, I learned to value my time. John sat in silence, absorbing his grandfather's words. He realized that he had been given a gift, the wisdom of experience. His grandfather's story resonated deeply with him, and he knew he needed to make a change. He spent the rest of the evening reflecting on his life, his habits, and his goals. He made a list of tasks he had been putting off and set clear, achievable deadlines for each. He also decided to prioritize his work, focusing on what was truly important rather than what was immediately gratifying. The next morning, John arrived at the office early. He had a newfound determination and a plan. He started by organizing his desk, clearing away the clutter that had been a constant source of distraction. He then tackled the most critical tasks first, setting a timer to keep himself focused. His colleagues noticed the change in him. John was more present, more engaged in meetings, and more proactive in his work. He no longer rushed through tasks at the last minute, but approached each one with a sense of purpose and urgency. Weeks turned into months, and John's transformation became evident. He completed projects ahead of schedule, impressed his clients, and earned the respect of his colleagues. Mr. Peterson, who had once doubted him, began to see him in a new light. One day, Mr. Peterson called John into his office. John entered, a mix of anticipation and nervousness coursing through him. "John," Mr. Peterson began, "I've noticed a significant change in your work. You've been consistently delivering high-quality results, and your dedication is commendable." John felt a surge of pride. "Thank you, sir. I've been working hard to improve." Mr. Peterson nodded. "And it shows. In fact, I have an important project coming up, and I'd like you to lead it. It's a great opportunity for you to showcase your skills and take on more responsibility." John's eyes widened in surprise and gratitude. "I won't let you down, sir." As John left Mr. Peterson's office, he couldn't help but smile. He had come a long way from the days of missed deadlines and wasted time. John's newfound respect for time had transformed his life. He led the project successfully, earning accolades from both his boss and clients. His career soared, and he felt a sense of fulfillment he had never experienced before. But the changes in John's life extended beyond his career. He applied the same principles to his personal life, making time for his family and friends, pursuing hobbies he had long neglected, and taking care of his health. He realized that valuing time meant making the most of every moment in every aspect of life. Years later, John found himself in a similar position as his grandfather. He was now a seasoned professional, respected in his field. One day, he noticed a young colleague, Emily, struggling with the same issues he had faced years ago. Emily was overwhelmed, missing deadlines, and constantly stressed. John saw himself in her and decided to share his story. "Emily," he said, sitting her down, "I know exactly what you're going through. Let me tell you a story about the value of time." John recounted his own journey, the mistakes he had made, and the lessons he had learned. He told her about his grandfather's wisdom and how it had changed his life. Emily listened, her eyes wide with hope and determination. She thanked John for his advice and promised to make a change. As John watched her walk away, He felt a deep sense of satisfaction. He had come full circle, passing on the wisdom that had once been given to him. He knew that Emily, like him, had the potential to transform her life by valuing her time. John's story is a testament to the power of change and the importance of valuing time. It shows that no matter how many mistakes we've made or how much time we've wasted, it's never too late to turn things around. The legacy of time is not just about personal success, but about inspiring others to make the most of their moments. By sharing his story, John ensured that the wisdom of valuing time would continue to impact lives, creating a ripple effect that would extend far beyond his own experiences. And so, the story of John, his grandfather, and the timeless lesson of valuing every moment lives on, reminding us all that time is our most precious resource and that how we choose to spend it defines the quality of our lives.